Welcome back, everyone. Today is Friday, August the 14th, 2026, and today we've got some video game releases, new and upcoming, for the week ahead to talk about. So let's get right into it. I'm Dammit to Hell, and this is Control-Alt-Dammit. Mafia, The Old Country, Man of Honor, is a DLC expansion from developer Hangar 13 that's coming August 14th to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Set in Sicily during the winter of 1905, this expansion sees you playing as Enzo a few months after his initiation into the Teresi crime family and bridges some missing time from the base game. The DLC also marks the return of Ennio Salieri before his rise to power in the first Mafia game. He's fresh out of prison and operating out of a Man of Honor adds two narrative-focused chapters exploring Enzo working as an autonomous enforcer under Salieri. Free-ride editions like Salieri's Contracts take on exclusive illicit jobs, elite assassinations, standoffs, and trials like the Vineyard Tour. A new arsenal introduces the pump-action shotgun, a precision special rifle with exploding rounds, and the Rimbalzu throwing knife. A new charm has been added alongside new vintage and classic cars. Additionally, there are new locations to explore and collectibles scattered across the valley. If you plan on taking a look at Man of Honor, let me know in the comments what you're most excited for. The Sinking City 2 from developer Frogwares is coming August 18th to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. The Sinking City 2 is a spiritual successor, but also a standalone entry with a new protagonist. This Lovecraftian cosmic horror entry takes place in the 1920s in a flooded semi-open world in the city of Arkham. No, not that one. You take on the role of investigator Calvin Rafferty, who is attempting to rescue his lover whose spirit has been trapped after a failed ritual. Of course it was a failed ritual. The Sinking City 2 seems to have leaned a bit away from the detective focus and more into the survival horror aspect. Solving puzzles and engaging in optional investigations will allow you to earn talent points, gear upgrades, and to unlock safer alternate paths. The map is supposed to feature more densely packed areas compared to the repetition of the previous game's open world and provides a tenseness absent in the original. Will you be swimming with the horrifying fishes? Let me know in the comments down below. Twisted Tower from developer Atmos Games is coming to Steam on August 18th. Drawing heavy visual inspiration from the first two Bioshock games, Twisted Tower is an FPS horror game that should turn some heads. Described by the developer as Bioshock meets Willy Wonka, the game takes place in an abandoned amusement resort in the 1950s. The player must make their way up the tower, which is run by Mr. Twister, all while fending off corrupted park mascots, solving puzzles, discovering secrets, and learning what's going on. The climb takes place through 5 levels, and each floor increases the difficulty. Make your way through a grand hotel, a ruined water park, a clown casino, a forest, and a space station. Yes, a space station. And a tower. I took a look at the demo for this game earlier this year, and what I got to experience really got me on board for the release. As a fan of the Bioshock series, visually, this may hold me over for a little while until 2K decides to give us some Bioshock information. 2K? Are you reading my emails? Can I get a date? A window? Anything? Please? Space Tales from Saigon Dragon Studios is leaving early access and launching on PC on August the 19th. Space Tales is a sci-fi real-time simulator where you play as Xander, a commander in the intergalactic planetary expansion. Where have I heard that before? Explore uncharted planets, gather resources to build and upgrade your base, construct defenses, train your units, and upgrade your technology. Then defend your base from hostile forces, all while helping humanity expand throughout the galaxy. Defeating powerful bosses will allow you to attempt to convert them to powerful allies. The game is set to feature a campaign which unravels a dark mystery of propaganda, deception, and powerful ancient entities. There's also a survival mode that is meant to offer a good amount of replayability. Visually, Space Tales is a bit of a callback to retro games while still managing to feel a bit modern. Having entered early access in March of this year, and only spending 5 months in early access, is a relatively small amount of time when you compare it to the majority of most games that are currently in early access. That being said, while it only has 20 reviews on Steam, they are all positive. So if RTSs are your thing, be sure to take a look at this one. If you've already played it in early access, let me know down below what you think about it. Mortal Shell 2 from developer Cold Symmetry is coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC on August the 20th. Labeled as a standalone sequel to Mortal Shell, this new action RPG entry is supposed to expand on the first game with better combat, deep weapon design, and upgrade paths. Boasting an immersive, interconnected open world, Mortal Shell 2 sees you become the Harbinger as you journey to track down the Undermother's stolen ova. On your journey, you will encounter dormant forms of forgotten warriors, which you can awaken and possess to unlock their strengths and abilities. There are 8 distinct shells, each with their own unique combat style and upgrades for you to collect. While Mortal Shell 2 is still considered to be a Souls-like, it's abandoned the slow, methodical fights and is now supposed to be a faster and more aggressive entry than the first game was. Removing the stamina system seems like a great change, but this is coming from someone who has often found themselves standing awkwardly in large groups of enemies without the strength to even hold their shield up. But look, if I wanted to be inhibited by the things around me, I would just go outside. Can we just ban stamina in video games? Like, come on. Yet another Zombie Survivors from Awesome Games Studio is leaving early access and coming to the PlayStations, the Xboxes, Nintendo Switch, and PC on August 20th. Originally released on Steam in July of 2023, yet another Zombie Survivors, or what I'll call Yaz's from this point forwards, is sitting on nearly 5,000 positive reviews, with the most recent being overwhelmingly positive. Yaz's is another entry into the auto shooter genre, or survivor-like. If you're unfamiliar, think Vampire Survivors, or Deep Rock Galactic Survivors, or a lot of the other games with the word survivors in the title. Like many of the games in the genre, Yaz's has a progression system which rewards players for dying. Sort of. What I mean is when you die, you lose the run, but you get to keep the progress you've made as far as the things that you've unlocked like upgrades. At the start of your run, you'll choose a survivor as your team leader. On your run, you can rescue additional survivors, and up to 2 of those survivors can join your current survivor on their run. Leveling your team earns you items that provide passive benefits and can greatly increase your team's strength and ability to survive. The game will offer 5 different game modes, those being Standard, Endurance, Hardcore, Boss Rush, and One Hit. One Hit sounds devious. Have you played this in early access? Do you plan on taking a look on the 20th? Let me know down below. And in the final bit for the video, not game release related, but you may have heard that Rockstar announced that they will be giving Netflix an exclusive look at Grand Theft Auto 6 on August the 27th at 3 p.m. Eastern. Now, my old bud has been gaming since long before the days of the internet, but I don't recall anything like this ever happening before. It kind of feels unprecedented, but at the same time, it feels like it's not really that big of a deal, considering it's only a 6-hour window. Sure, Netflix will get to see it 6 hours before everyone else, but then what? 9 o'clock rolls around and the rest of the world can see it, and it just doesn't seem like that big of a deal anymore. Am I wrong? Am I not putting enough emphasis on this, or are people blowing it out of proportion? Let me know what you think down below. And that's the video for this week. If you're still here, thank you for sticking it out. I appreciate you. Be sure to sound off down below. Let me know what you think about any of the games. And quick reminder that I stream here on YouTube and on Twitch Monday through Friday, every day 3 p.m. Eastern. might be playing some of these games. I'm a variety creator, so you never know what you might see on the stream. But come hang out, say hi to the community, and let's get to know you. I'll be back Friday the 21st with the next video. So until then, be safe, be sexy, touch a butt. Okay, bye.